What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. And one of the things that people always ask me about is about lot lizards and stuff like that, and if you see them or what are they like, just different questions like that from people that aren't in trucking. And I personally have never had that experience happen. But last night, I'm not 100% sure if this was a male lot lizard or not. If you look in the comments section below, my wife might comment on this video. I believe her YouTube name is Andrea's Life, but she was on the phone with me when this was going on. So let me set the scene. So she gives me a call, and I think it might be around 7 o'clock. I dozed off, so I was kind of sleepy. And, came up front here and was talking to my wife on the phone and everything, and things got a little stuffy, so I rolled down the window. Now, one thing about these, rolling down the windows in these Peterbilts is you end up having to turn the key to the right to roll the windows down, and that makes your marker lights flash, and we'll get to that point later. I'm not sure if that means anything or not, but anyway, I'm on the phone with my wife, and this guy walks up, he looked like an old white truck driver, maybe not that old. Maybe he's been on the road a while, but I'd say he was probably, well, shit, if I'm calling him old, I think he was around 55, if I had to guess. But anyway, he walks up to my truck. Now, in a previous video, I was talking about me and my Southern Truck Stop Survival Kit, and that's basically rolling out with a bunch of ones, because that's one thing that's going to happen, is people are going to be hitting you up for some money. And I'm spending another night at a truck stop in Montgomery, Alabama, so I'm sure I'll probably have that happen here. But anyway, I'm thinking the guy's going to come and ask for some money, and, anyway, he walks up, and he's like, ask him, he didn't ask me for any money. He was like, do you mind if I sit in your truck, and get out of this rain? Now, I wasn't thinking about it at the time, because, I was expecting him to ask for some money. But, after kind of trying to rehash this in my head, they had a full diner inside with TV, food, all that stuff. So I'm like, no, my company, you have to be on a list, or you have to be registered to get in the truck. Now, this isn't really what's happening. I'm not comprehending what's happening at this moment. So then he's like, well, what time do you plan on leaving? And I was like, I'm planning on leaving in the morning. He's like, well, do you mind if I get a ride with you or something like that? And I'm like, I said, well, I think man, I'm trying to remember this in my head. Anyway, I was like, well, I think that might have been the first question he said. Okay, so that was the first thing he said. Do you mind if I get a ride somewhere? And I was like, I'm out of hours. I can't move anywhere, anything like that. Then that's when he was like asking if he could come in and get out of the rain. And then that's when I said, you have to be registered and all this kind of stuff. So I thought the conversation was over. Then he says, well, do you mind if I come in and keep you company for a while? And it's still not ringing through. I mean, I'm still not comprehending, and I'm still not 100% sure of what it was. And I was like, no, I can't do that. And he's like, well, I saw your flashers blinking earlier, so I figured I'd just go ahead and walk up. Now, I don't know if the blinking lights means anything or anything like that, but I'm sitting here talking to my wife. She's listening to all this stuff going on. And it probably took me a good, 5 minutes after that conversation, or maybe 5 minutes after I got off the phone with my wife, to really come to the conclusion that I think he might have really been trying to get up in here and snuggle up on these egg rolls or something. I don't know, but that was absolutely the weirdest thing ever. Anyway, And then, okay, so then after he goes through all this stuff, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's gonna, walk away or walk up to the truck stop and get out of the rain or whatever. But, I had my passenger side window curtain closed, so I really couldn't see where he went, but I didn't see him walk to the truck stop. There's really nowhere else to go except another truck, unless he disappeared in the fields or something like that. So this was probably another truck driver out there looking for a little bit of thigh meat, as Trucker Brown would say. But that was absolutely weird. But on another topic, this was in Hickory Flat, Mississippi. If you're ever driving through there, they got a fire truck stop. This is an old school truck stop. You walk in there, they got the old locals with the, with the hats, and then they got the big ass black cigarette, what do they call those things? Ashtrays on the tables and everything. They're up in there smoking it out. So staff couldn't be any more friendly. So if you happen to be driving, I think that was down on 78 through Mississippi, Hickory Flat, Mississippi, I highly recommend that truck stop outside of the chances of maybe having an encounter with the male lot lizard. Anyway, just wanted to share that story with you guys. Look down in the comments below, see if you could see my wife's comment, to see if she thinks that was a encounter with the male lot lizard or not. The timing on that was just absolutely funny. Anyway, I do want to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation and allowing me to share that story with you. I'm sure I'll probably have another story to tell tomorrow night after being in this truck stop down in here in Montgomery, Alabama. I don't think that this, I've seen some reviews about some crazy stuff happening at the TA, which I passed up, which might have been a little closer to my stop, but the reviews on that place were absolutely horrible, and they were talking about, a lot of lot traffic and people trying to, swindle you out of money and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm here. This place seems to be good to go, so maybe it will be an uneventful night. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I do appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.